Okay, next we move to the component inside an hybrid vehicle. The major component in a hybrid powertrain are usually the same as all electric vehicle or the battery electric vehicle. The electric mechanical drive is in series, and electric drive in parallel is identically same as all electric vehicle except the transmission. Usually in a battery electric vehicle they don't have any transmission. Because in hybrid, this in transmission in parallel, we must accept power input from both engine and motor, because they have two power sources, so transmission is important. Okay, the first component will be the internal combustion engine, the same as usual internal combustion engine, but it does not have change speed rapidly and run at high power for a long time. So the use of internal combustion engine in hybrid will be a bit different. And the engine desired to propel hybrid should be lightweight and durable as possible. And furthermore, the size of the engine needed slightly above the average power required to drive the vehicle. So usually a bigger engine compared to a normal ICE, where the additional power such as acceleration, passing and high hill climbing provides by the electric motor. The area of the optimization of hybrid engine and completely new due to peak engine speed and idling and operation across extensive part load range do not occur at all. Okay, the other component will be the battery. It's a different with the existing ICE battery. It should have sufficient capacity, high effective power output, low weight and dimension, small dimension, as well as a scope of recharging while the vehicle is in motion. So the faster the charging is, the better the battery will be. And the important criteria on energy storage for hybrid charging is quite important, because in the normal battery, we don't charge the battery as often as hybrid. Hybrid usually you have to charge the battery. Unlike electric vehicle, the priority assessing batteries for hybrid vehicle is power output, not the capacity. In contrast, the internal combustion engine capacity and power output are closely linked, which complicates the choice of rating. And battery should be capable of receiving high outputs, such as generated when braking. During braking, usually the charging electricity will be high at a short period time. In the medium term, the sodium nickel chloride and nickel metal hybrid system are considered to offer the best prospect for hybrid vehicle. However, in addition to price, weight and space, all types of batteries suffer from serious disadvantage of operating life, because usually the operating life of a battery is not so long, but in hybrid we need to have a longer operating life battery. Battery pack for future vehicle ideally have high power to weight ratio and is inexpensive, is an important thing, and thermal robust, and have high coulombic efficiency. So efficiency is important in a hybrid battery, to allow maximum reuse of recapture kinetic energy. Okay, this is some of the battery technology comparison. Usually at the moment, the lithium ion battery is considered to have better performance. This is state of charge. and some of the uh, battery materials that been used, the nickel, magnesium, hydrogen, the plumber, the lithium. Okay, the third component will be the motor or generator. Usually this motor have also the generator function. Motor is when you give power, the drive. Generator, if when you drive it, they will give power. It's a opposite. Motor and electric machine or hybrid vehicle are subject to same requirement as electric vehicles, but the following requirements are particularly important, where you should have minimum electromagnetic radiation, because you are also using engine in an integral part, and maximum power density with compact dimension. Compact dimension is important and should have high efficiency across wide range of running speed and loads. The mild hybrid vehicle use the integrated motor generator (IMG), which a permanent magnet motor has been commonly selected, while the higher power application a use of dual machine approach. The motor also serves as a generator for charging the batteries. Inverter, and the fourth one is the inverter and controller. Within the inverter, the controller of the intelligent program that monitors sensor and performs sophisticated closed loop control of electrical system and mechanical system. For the dual machine, the parallel vehicle, the dynamic requirement of the main propulsion engine and motor is generally small. Therefore, high performance control algorithm may not require. So this one, uh, usually they just need a simple control system. Therefore, high performance algorithm is not required. So you don't need a high performance controller algorithm. Then the strategy for the future power inverters will have to move forward the ideal inverter to with minimized losses and small package size. This one is important in the future. They have to control, so minimize losses, and they have a very small size. It's important for the inverter and controller. Inverter is a transformer which act as continuously variable gearbox, stepping up and down the voltage as required to change the DC output from the generator to the required demand. And the final item of the control system is the computer which control the traction motor. So the speed of the motor is controlled by pulse width modulation, compensating for the inability of the up and down converter to offer an infinite voltage range to the engine control unit. So it is such like ECU in internal combustion engine. Okay, the last component will be the transmission. This one is not compulsory. Sometimes you can see a transmission, but sometimes you don't see a transmission inside the hybrid. But usually they have. In electric motor, usually in electric vehicle, usually you won't see any transmission. Okay, the transmission choice for hybrid can be divided into two groups. Usually they will use continuous variable timing and also ASM, the automatical gear, but it is shifted manually by the driver. It provides a smooth application of torque as the vehicle accelerates and allows the engine operate to desired speed relatively independent of vehicle speed to achieve economy and of performance. So this is all the components in hybrid. Uh, you will see a more simple component in battery electric vehicle. Okay, we will touch on battery electric vehicle in the next chapter.